Hello YouTube, this is my third take talking about the video and just trying to get to the point. Today we're talking about Iron Fist and his buffs, nerfs for Season 2, and what that means for the future of his character. The reason why I'm making this video is because I think there's a lot to talk about. Not like nothing crazy, but maybe some little slightly insightful things. Like, what is the direction of the character? And from the looks of it, it seems like they're trying to make him fight any character. And by doing that, they're really making his damage more percentage based rather than using flat numbers. This way he can fight, DPS squishies, have big health tanks or vanguards, and some strategists. Um, but so that's the thing. On one hand, he is a frontline defender and can fight with the tanks and basically block and fight against any pressure tank that's, cornering the team. On the other hand, he can wall run, meditate, and dive the back line. Um, and it's just like two things at once. In my personal experience, I have like a good chunk of time with Iron Fist. Um, you don't really dive with him that much actually. People say he's a diver. He's not mainly a diver anymore. Maybe back in like season 0 he was, but playing season 1 to now, dude, honestly, I find myself winning more successfully and playing more with a team, like helping the team out by fighting tanks more on the front lines or any character that's like let off astray from the battle. You could say that's diving, but you're not going for the backline specifically. Um, and I don't know. I mean, I'm saying that from my experience because I've won these games by doing those things rather than just wall running to the back and diving. Because honestly, it doesn't really work that well. Because if you're going for a healer, it's honestly less impactful for me to do that rather than just going to a tank and fighting with my tank and just helping them out. And that seems to work a lot more for me than just diving 24/7. I do dive sometimes, but not all the time. Um, so let's go over his current buffs and nerfs, and I'm going to just talk with the video, and I'll pause it here and there.
Changes to smooth out his effectiveness against different characters. Firstly,
Yeah.
good, but the
Okay.
max health he gets from Harmony Recovery has been reduced to 100, but the fall-off rate, the time it takes for it to disappear, has been reduced to just 15 health per second.
So honestly, I don't really. This doesn't really help him as a diver at all. If you're trying to be more of a diver, I don't know if this health pool really help you out now. He can still dive, but the health definitely makes it harder. But on the other hand, the fall off health and the time it takes for it to disappear is longer now. I'll be real, it's kind of hard for me to find times to meditate and go in there in the battle with like a full set of armor, even if it's just gonna disintegrate at the end, because it seems like I'm wasting too much time meditating when my team is just dying. When I could rather be just protecting my backline. So I feel like the meditation is kind of weird for me. On one hand, it does help a lot in certain scenarios, but most of the time, it feels like I'm just wasting time and then fighting the battle. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I feel like there are other people who can like think that same way I do, or feel that same way I do.
Instead of 25 health per second. And then they've also reduced
Hey, I mean, also, yeah, the armor falls off more slower than last time, so I mean, maybe that's a buff for some, I guess. A very small buff.
the damage
But it can also just be a
again
nerf.
to his charged up primary attack.
Okay, so let me change my avatar here and just show you guys. Well, that was dumb. There I go. Okay. Let me show you guys like what it looks like here at the health bar. Um, so that's why they're increasing percentage based damage a lot more, even if they're just subtracting the damage from his skill by 1. It doesn't really change much for strategist or DPS characters.
It's now doing
Overall, the health goes down at the same rate. Maybe like 1% quicker.
only
I think-
9 damage per hit. However, it does
Yeah.
percentage damage based on max health, and that part has been increased. Overall, the simple term is it's doing about the same amount of damage to squishy targets, or very slightly more, and much more
Yeah, so for tanks, it's a lot more actually. See, they're really trying to hammer down the fact that he can fight tanks now. they're really putting him in that direction. So it's like because you're not diving a tank in the back line. That's not how it works. You're diving strategists and other maybe, yeah, just strategists in the back line or maybe stray DPS or low in health, but you're never really diving a tank. So I get the impression that they're either trying to make him fight any kind of role, or they're slowly and gradually shifting him more towards a tank killer in the future, which is kind of weird to me because we already have Wolverine, and honestly, I think as an Iron Fist main, I have more fun killing DPS and strategists because I don't know, maybe it feels more like personal and like intense and more fun that way. And you get what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm just fucking a cornball, but whatever. So yeah, definitely a lot more damage towards tanks, which is a good thing. I think season 2 buffs and nerfs for Iron Fist overall, it's more just buffs. Um, Especially, there's one more thing that comes up after
More
this,
damage
which I
to
really
tankier
want to talk about
targets.
too.
Iron Fist's kick cooldown has been reduced to 10 seconds from 12 seconds. So
Yeah, so his execution kick now has a 10-second cooldown rather than 12. If you're not an Iron Fist main, you may not think like you'll think it's a buff. But honestly, I think it's a really good buff. Because there are a lot of times when a character is low health for me, I could have kicked them and just, kick their balls off and kill them. But I just couldn't do that because the cooldown was still on. So a 10-second timer now instead of like 12, or was it 12? Hold on, let me see.
overall, Iron Fist's kick cooldown has been reduced to 10 seconds.
Yeah, so it's a lot less now. 12, 10 seconds. Dude, honestly, I think I'm more focused on that rather than the punches because the execution kick does a lot for turning the tides on the battle when playing as Iron Fist. That kick is like one of the main things you want to use constantly. Um, well, now you can do it more constantly because it has a 10-second cooldown. So I mean, that's fucking. I think that's amazing. I find that to be more better than the punches. Very, very slightly better. I think the fact that he can just kill tanks more easily is also huge, but I'm really happy about the kick.
From 12 seconds. So overall, Iron Fist got a few buffs. Mr. Fantastic has had
Okay,
a
so that's pretty much it about the Iron Fist buffs and nerfs. Overall, I think he just got buffed. The health to me, it's really weird because on one hand, they didn't change the rate of how much damage he does towards squishy characters. Strategist or DPS. The how fast he can kill a DPS strategist did not change. So he can still fight them as he usually does when you were diving. But the health decrease kind of pushes him more in a direction to where he is on the front lines more, fighting against tanks where he can get supported more easily with strategists in the back killing him and the tanks while he fights with the tanks to fight the enemy team front line. So are they decreasing his health because they want him to be more of a tank killer, frontline player, or what? Um, maybe this is like on the surface level is what they want. Maybe I'm thinking about it way too hard. I probably am. It's just like I don't know. I don't really care too much on like how he fights. I just want to know if he can do it well, you know? And I think honestly with these tank buffs, he can. And I think that's a good thing. But I guess to me it's like I think a lot of other people want to know like or Iron Fist mains, they want to know like in what direction is Iron Fist going in? What's his main strat? So I have an Iron Fist iceberg video coming out, and it's gonna be one of my biggest videos yet, only because like I'm a new content creator. I think I'm more of a variety content creator, but man, I love playing as Iron Fist. I think this melee FPS shit is just it's new. I haven't really seen it much anywhere else. I mean, there are certain instances like in other games where they have like a melee skill based character, but Iron Fist is just purely punching and shit, like the thing, you know. So it's really cool to see that happening. And when I was playing Overwatch 2, I kept on saying, "Man, I want a melee character," you know. Maybe a guy character that can do that because I could like self insert my shit and increase my ego, like that kind of shit. And Iron Fist is literally that for me. He's really fun to play, and honestly, I think just and being able to just do melee shit in general is amazing. But I guess the answer for that is just like if you don't know the main direction of what Iron Fist is going to do right now, just do the best you can with whatever you got. Honestly, for me, I prefer to be just frontline more, fighting with tanks in a team more than I do diving. And when I do that, I win more. So if you think he's more of a diving character, you might be wrong. I don't know, because from my experience, diving more made my team lose, and they were like, "You're fucking shit, bro. Fucking kill." I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, they like all that shit, bro. So I don't know. Well, I do know. That's actually what I just said. But another thing in the video, is a big announcement. I just said I'm making an iceberg video for Iron Fist. It's not necessarily a general knowledge of the character. It's more of like a how to play Iron Fist, but in an iceberg video format. Because I didn't really know how to make an iceberg video or make a tutorial video for Iron Fist. Because on one hand, everyone's already done that before. Number two, an iceberg direction of a tutorial gameplay video is a new thing. I haven't seen it much around, so I think it's a good idea. And three, it's more fun for me. And four, it gives me the opportunity to also include like more in-depth explanations by going to the deeper levels and also explaining more of like a what's the word, like not philosophical, more like a deeper meaning to what his skills can do. And I'll include some like little fun facts here and there, I guess, if you want that, like who is Lin Lei or what the community thinks about Lin Lei and Danny Rand and all that kind of shit. I think it'll be fun. But yeah, so if you got this far, and if you want to watch my videos, you already know. I guess if you want to just click that shit, I don't know, yeah, just click that shit, yeah, and then my Twitch is Buvito with a I think a fucking little dash at the bottom. I think, yeah. Anyway, yeah, just if you want to stick around and watch that video in the future, as a video, that'd be cool, man. You want to do that, that'd be cool. Just stick around, yeah. That's about it. Yeah, see you.